Agents of Mock reporting in. Welcome back to MOCday, which is on a Monday, if you didn't figure that already. We got Alicia. You're on mute, too. I gotcha.
It's my turn.
It's your turn.
It's my turn this time. Yep. All right. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm here. Mental health is better today.
Yeah.
And look what I did.
And we're going to look at that closer up in a second. But we also have a guest.
We do.
Let's welcome him in. It's Reed, Hope Castle.
There he is.
In Chester, somebody's hiding in a tree.
How are you today, Reed?
Pretty good. I'm just playing with clear again.
Oh, of course you are.
But
I would be worried if you weren't.
But the difference between this one and any other clear ones is it's only built with 1x2 clear plates.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Jeez.
For a challenge for the meeting this weekend, and then I made it a little bit bigger too. So I was like, I couldn't decide if I liked it, so I went bigger.
Nice. Well, hope everyone's having a good day. We got Mel, Iceberg Bricks out there. We got Alicia. And we got Jesse. What's up, Jesse?
Yeah.
So we were just in Mel's stream talking about Brick Fair, Virginia. And looking at some of the builds over there. So if you want to see, if you're anxious to see some stuff that was at Brick Fair, Virginia, head on over to Iceberg Bricks channel. He just did a nice little synopsis of the footage that he took. So, man, people came out swinging at that place, it seemed like.
Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of really cool stuff going on. So, yeah, awesome. I'll check that out later.
But yeah, I think we're ready to see it, Alicia.
We're ready to dig in deep to my lovely garden.
Yes.
So this is now that I have put it together, it's probably a little bit bigger than a 1-to-1 scale like I was hoping, but this is Van Gogh's irises. Hey, Larry's in the chat. So this is Van Gogh's irises. It was painted in 1889, and when Van Gogh was chilling in around Amsterdam, there was a garden retreat area that he spent springs and summers in to help with his depression. Doesn't that sound familiar? And so he painted several irises, but this particular one hangs at the Getty in LA. I've seen it a couple of times, and it is gorgeous, and it's my favorite painting. So I decided to create it in the Lego. So yeah, it's real big. It's super big. I mean, for scale, it is this big. Way big. It is 6 48 by 48 base plates. So the frame is built onto the plates themselves to hold it all together. And there's some overlap, obviously, in between the base plates for, the tiles and that kind of thing to help with the continuity and strength of the build. And there's also, so it's 6 48 by 48 plates, and then I've got a strip of 16 by 32s in the middle and one 16 by 16 right in the middle right here. So it's real big, and got some helpful feedback when I was showing pictures when we went to Bricks Cascade to make this white iris a little bit larger, a little bit brighter, because I had more tan built into it. So now I think it really pops. It pops better. And yeah, I built it with, before the mosaic builders were actually a thing, like Studio and Mosaic Remix and all that stuff. I used a cross stitch program to make it. And I printed it out from, it's called Stitch Fiddle. I printed it out and kind of made it to a scale that kind of fit 1-to-1 with Lego colors, but there was a lot of color interpretation that needed to be done. So I printed out the pages and cut them and pasted them together and used my trusty clipboard and a mechanical pencil and marked each square when I was done with it, just to make sure I got all my squares and I was oriented correctly, because there was that color interpretation that I had to do between, like, especially down here with these leaves. I'll bring up the original painting too, so you can kind of get a feel for what I was working off of. And I was kind of working off of what I could get from Bricklink at a decent price too. So I ended up over ordering some colors because I wasn't sure how many squares I was going to need to fill, and I was working in the wrong scale to begin with. And it took me over 3 years to like get over myself and redo it and figure it out. So I finally squeaked it out of there. But the last part to work on is the frame itself. Again, I cannot do math, so I ordered the wrong quantity of bricks. And so I'm waiting for my next order to come in so I can finish building the frame. But I wanted to dress it up just a tiny bit, make it like not a big strip of poop brown all the way across the outside of the frame. So we've got some pearl gold detailing in there with the 1x4 gates in pearl gold. I actually made sure that I could move this over there so you could see a little more detail before I started. We'll start in this corner because this corner is finished. And I just added these corner details in here a little bit ago.
Oh, now I see what
So
you
we've got a little bit of inlay to fill in that 4x4 space. And then the 2x2 and 2x4 brown tiles kind of overlay the 1x4 gates just a little bit to give it a little more depth. And then on the top of those fences, I have a 1x8 door rail plate that runs all the way across. And you can see this is the unfinished part over here. And so you can see where the overlay is. It just overlaps like maybe two plate height.
Mm-hmm.
So that it,
Close to it.
So that it doesn't really make it like the gates or the star of the show, or the fences are the star of the show. But I wanted to give it a little more depth and character. So anyway.
That's cool. So tell us what other elements you use to fill in the pixels basically of the image.
So what you see a lot of what?
I was just thinking I see a lot of the 1x1 tiles, cheese 1x1 cheese slopes, plates.
Colors get weird. So I've got cheese slopes, 1x1s and 1x2s. I decided to only go with those in certain colors. So, and I wanted to lay the tiles and the plates and the cheese slopes in a way that kind of mimicked brush strokes. That's
like an oil painting.
Was going for. Yeah, like an oil painting. And I tried to follow the texture that I saw in my reference picture, like down here in the clay colored ground. I've got a lot of 1x2 jumper plates in dark tan, and there's some red and whatever mixed in. But most of the irises themselves are just regular blue, dark blue. I've got some 1x1 plates and tiles intermixed to give texture. And by the time I got up here, I was kind of just working on what I had to go with as far as what I'd already ordered, instead of placing like a whole bunch of other orders to achieve. the real color. But I've got a ton of sand green left and a ton of blue left. Maybe not blue. I've got a ton of stuff left. So I can potentially use those tiles to make something else. But yeah, I'm hoping that, because obviously it's a mosaic, the further you get away from it, the more sense it makes to your brain, right? So I think it turned out really well. I'm really super proud of it, and I'm so glad that it's finally done after 3 years dicking around it. So that's that.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'm glad you finished it too, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you, everyone in the chat too.
Yeah, we got some cool comments.
Yeah, I really wanted to do something unique, even though it is, recreating another like technical masterpiece. I wanted to give it a little bit of flavor to make it my own. So yeah.
Very cool.
Can't wait to slap a piece of plywood on the back of it and have Troy build a case for it so you can transport it somewhere.
Oh, I have to build the case for it too. Okay.
You do. Because you do that woodworking stuff.
There's some nice padding in there and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So what are you building now, Reed?
Well, the way everybody talks in our shows about stuff, this should be a given. It's sitting right next to the building. So what do you think this could be?
Oh.
Come on, take a guess.
A castle? A nice castle?
No. What do you think? What do you think I'm building? This right here. Come on.
Oh.
That's an outhouse.
A thunderbox.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Thunderbox.
Thunderbox. Well,
Got inspired by Jesse a little bit, huh? It's awesome.
Well, the I don't build a lot for the group meetings because we usually do like we call it like a build, a build off type thing. So what are you gonna build, for the show? And so this time it was, build something using only one kind of piece. Now it could be, I could use clear, I could use trans black, I could use trans yellow, I could use pink, green, whatever. But it can only be like, if I'm using a 1x2 plate, it can only be a 1x2 plate. But it could be any color 1x2 plate. And so I was like, well, you know what? I mean, I can build. Let me build something. So I built the house the other night. I built the house. Now, granted, it's not as nice as the other ones because the ones I built for the shows, the roof sections pull off, the floors pull apart, but I can only use plates.
Oh,
so
yeah.
obviously inside, there's lots of little things sticking out in the edges where, because I can't do 1x1s, but I wanted to interlock. And so it just got standard windows. And I was like, I like the windows, but you know what? Let me use an illegal building technique, and let me make some bars or whatever lines on my windows. And so I did that. And the only way to really do that is you actually had to make sure that the distance between was enough where they pushed them in place. But of course, this one doesn't have a roof either that comes off. I might try just so that if anybody questions whether or not. Except there's enough spots where you can kind of see there's things sticking out near the windows and stuff that just kind of there's little lips and stuff.
Oh, okay, nice.
So, because you can only use one plate. Now, granted, between these two buildings, I've used at least somewhere in the neighborhood of between 4,000 and 6,000 plates. So, because each bag holds 4,000, and so I've been through at least one bag. One partial bag, and then I've grabbed another full bag.
Wow.
It's intense.
So.
Like you're Breaking Bad over there.
And you had you looked like you had built a stairway into that too, right? on the inside.
Oh yeah. Actually, what's funny is I had the figs in there. Like, oh wait, that's right. It can only be one part. So I take all the figs out. So yeah. So yeah, but each one has a staircase that goes up to the second floor.
Yeah, that's cool.
The second floor should have beds in it. Let's see if this one's easier to see. What did I put? Did I put any good windows? Maybe that one. So that one, no, maybe. So you can kind of see there's some beds kind of in there, kind of laying. There's a couple beds, just kind of Lego beds back in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, technically, it's if I'm gonna build something, I gotta build it so that it's right. I mean, technically, I could maybe try to rip this off and then just do the plates around the edge. It drops into place. It doesn't really sit on there, but I might just leave it. But figured
I think it looks good the way it is. Yeah.
I was actually gonna do I was thinking of maybe doing a fort or a castle, but I don't know. We'll see. I might just leave. Then I might just take them all and then just be like, well, I couldn't decide which one I liked best. So, but I like the small one, and I was like, maybe I should make a little bit bigger one. And nice thing is it'll be easy to take apart. Actually, I might leave them together for a while since it truly is only one piece. It's only one. It's only made out of the plates. There's no 1x1s. There's no slopes. So I might save it for a couple of small library shows or something this year. Because in essence, I mean, I still have probably 40 or 50,000 plates I can still use for the castle if I need them. So that's the.
Have you ever thought about making like a cottage, like some cottages to go around the castle?
I do have a few.
Castle?
I have a few that go around. They're small. They're actually probably. This is about the size of probably the the tavern I have. That has beds in it and has. I mean, these actually the other thing too that hard to see in this one. This one actually had more in it. They actually, if you look at it carefully, they actually also have couches in there. So there's couches built into that one.
Yeah, I think that's what I was looking at before.
So there's some couches, and then there's stairs, and then beds in the second floor. So it's not that way. It's not just a clear box. It's a house. It's got windows. It's got, I mean, obviously there's no door. Obviously the outhouse, I'm trying to do like a, kind of like make it look like there's kind of maybe a door of sorts there on there. So, but
You could put a chimney on the outside too.
yeah, I could probably, on the house. Yeah, I could probably do that. Forgot the fireplace.
That's good. That would be a good addition. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just kind of something, I've done a few builds, haven't done very well. But I mean, in the end, it has to kind of tickle my fancy to really want to build. Cause I mean, in the end, I gotta, if the weather's terrible in terms of too hot, it's hard to build out in storage. And that's where the bulk of the parts are right now. Basically everything that's behind me is Technic. So all I've got is Technic because I'm working on the boat stuff, working on to get the Technic boat. I want to get the boat done before drink. What did I say, Larry? So you want a fireplace in an ice case? Of course.
It doesn't have to be for fire.
You still got to stay warm, So I want to get the boat done before I go back to castle changes for brickwork because I don't know what we're doing yet. Still, I got to talk to my guys and see if we're doing another collab for 2023 at Chicago, or are we going to try and just maybe go with the same thing and maybe make some subtle changes? What are we doing?
I really liked what you guys had, but yeah, maybe just add on to it, add some more buildings on to each castle.
I might take a lot of the island section out, more of just castle, less water, maybe more of a creek. I'd like to take what we had this year at Chicago, at least take that to Nebraska Brick Days, because I don't think any of the castles are going to change. And so in the end, I mean, if I could do that and try and take that to Nebraska in April, and then, but whatever we're doing for Chicago, we're still making changes using what we've got. So, I mean, I got lots of parts to build with, so it's not like that. Plus, I don't have my lug bulk yet this year too, so I'm sure there's some nice, wonderful pieces in there I could use for something too. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, I just got to figure out what everybody wants to kind of do. So, because everybody did kind of, they liked it. I mean, the other thing too is with Hoosier and Haley and those guys coming to Chicago this next year, I might see if I can work myself also into maybe something that they're doing. Maybe see if I can get into the layout over there. I mean, I got lots of other stuff too that I could try to maybe provoke myself into building something other than a clear castle. Maybe a campground. You know, something entertaining perhaps. So
there's incentive to go to Chicago next year.
So, and I think the reason they're kind of going to Chicago is because there really wasn't anything down. There's no Brick Fair, Alabama next year, so I think that's why.
Oh, really?
I didn't know.
So yeah, so I think he said it was supposed to be. Somebody mentioned that. I think Todd said it was supposed to be every other year for that one, and so yeah, so I think everybody's trying to look and see. So I was trying. That's why I was like, when they said that, I was trying to push them for Chicago. I mean, it's obviously it's a longer drive for some, shorter drive for others. So, you know, anybody up in the northern area would be shorter. Haley, it'll be probably, well, actually, for Haley, it might be the same length to go to Chicago or Alabama. But for anybody down near Alabama, it'd be longer to come up north. But we'll see.
Yeah. Chicago was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll be able to do it again next year. I'd really like to try and hit up a different convention.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do the Nebraska Brick Days, and then I want to do obviously Chicago end. But I mean, in the end, I'd kind of like to try the Brick Fair, Virginia. Like I said, I mean, the only other Brick Fair I've got is I had the Castle one in New England. So I did New England one year. The year that the CEO had changed, and Hinkle said, "Hey, come out to Brick Fair this year, new CEO." And I'm like, okay.
Reflex.
Nice.
So, and actually, what's funny is we were talking. We posted the doodles of Hinkle that he made the other night. And actually, somebody mentioned, "Oh yeah, I saw Hinkle's collection up close in the sale," and I haven't mentioned yet. I said, "Yeah, let's see here." I helped Hinkle take apart his stuff when he was in Colorado, so I helped him take apart his UCS Falcon and his Super Star Destroyer. Boy, that was fun. And then, so I helped him pack up that stuff when his collection was small. I helped him move to Connecticut and his third floor apartment when he moved his collection from Texas. And then when I went to Brick Fair New England, I got to sleep on the floor in his collection room. So that was fun.
Oh, that's funny. We got Brick Hive. What's up, man?
Hey, Brick Hive.
Brick Hive.
So in the end, yeah. So I mean, yeah, he had a lot of stuff. It's, you know, I mean, the nice thing is if the conversations are right, like on our Friday night, if they're talking Mandalorian, all that stuff. They're talking the Disney Plus. If they're talking all the shows, he'll show up because he'll listen to that stuff. If it's Lego, he's not gonna show up. But so they're, you know, and when we get late, that's what they spend a lot of time talking about that. We're still building. I'm still building this stuff, so I'm still building.
Who are you talking about now?
Hinkle.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, he's not. I mean, since he's out of Lego, he no longer does Lego stuff. He's not going to show up on Lego only streams. Luckily, Friday Night Bricks, Jesse and Larry, Wagner, Doc, they'll all talk all the shows that are out there on Disney Plus, and so when they're talking that's the right conversation for Kevin. He'll listen to that, and you know, I mean, he might be listening, but if it's Lego, he's going to maybe turn it down or turn it off, and then if it's, you know, if the right conversation comes on, it'll be like, "Ooh, okay, what are we talking about?" So yeah.
So what is the show you're talking about? To plug yourself a little bit.
Friday Night Bricks.
Show? Yeah, Friday Night Bricks. Every Friday.
Promo.
At what time does it happen?
7:00 Central.
All right.
So yep, just hanging out, talking Lego.
Alicia, got any Lego to share? Besides what you got there? I mean,
you know what? Oh, Amanda Johnson is in the chat. Hi, Amanda. So today was a sad day. Olivia Newton-John died. So
Oh yeah.
Heard that.
I did my little googly to see what was built for Lego Grease related MOCs.
Nice.
Didn't find a whole lot,
No?
surprisingly. So that kind of like, maybe that's a market I could tap. So anywho, I did find, where is it? This buddy on brickthis.co.uk is Grease Lightning.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, that's
I thought it
nice.
was a really good build. They 3D printed
Well, that's cool.
the decals, the lightnings on here, and they even built the boys in the style that they are in that scene in the movie. It was super
Yeah, it
cool.
looks like in a mini land scale, I think, probably.
Yep. Miniland.
Yep. And they've got the glass hood on the car and everything. I was really impressed with this. That was super good.
That looks custom print too. They custom printed the bolts on there.
It could be systematic, hydromatic, ultramatic. Why, it could be Grease Lightning. Also, here's a cute little minifig scale one.
Oh, that's cool.
I like this one a lot. And then there was another one.
And now with the nice 8-wide speed champion, somebody should probably be able to build one. Probably,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's pretty good too. I liked this scale. Give me the large picture, please. This is all I got.
You
That's
have
all
to
you're gonna
buy it, I
give me.
guess.
I don't want to buy it. But anyway, I thought this was good because it's got the purple and gray detailing along the side of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can barely see it, but yeah,
I know. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
There's my magnifier. Anywho, so got a little nostalgic because I grew up watching Grease. It's one of my favorite movies
Didn't we all?
and favorite musical. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually kind of liked some of the Grease too. Also, scary, but
What was that? What was that?
Unpopular opinion.
Almost like a parody kind of Grease. Babyface. Did you guys ever see Babyface?
Crybaby? That's
Or
Crybaby
that's
with Johnny
what it
Depp.
is. Crybaby.
Yes. I mean, Crybaby is a John Waters film, so it's like a takeoff of everything. Like a little
Yeah.
bit of Grease, a little bit of actual 50s culture, a little
Right.
bit of just craziness. I love that movie. It's good.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's a good one. Plus you hear Johnny Depp sing. I mean, what more could you want?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. See, I don't even remember that.
Yeah. Yep. I got Sandman stuck in my head from watching that movie for years and years. Every time I go to sleep.
well, you won't get rained on in the Thunderbox.
Well, thank God.
Oh, I probably should have had a window in there, but that's okay. If you close the door and you make a stink, you better be prepared for the wrath.
Oh. It'll vent through the ice. No problem.
No problem. Troy, you were looking up stuff earlier. weren't
Yeah,
you?
I thought we'd take a little. Well, see, I didn't really build much mock stuff this week, unfortunately. I was just a typical AFOL today, you know, or this week, just kind of building sets. So,
Yeah.
but I have been trying to get the
Typical.
city in shape a little bit.
still waiting on sets.
Yeah.
Waiting on my Galaxy, and then I'm waiting on my Castle. Well, they said, "Oh, good news, they're on your way." And then you look at the tracking. Oh, they just have the tracking. They just have the information. They've just prepped it. It hasn't gone anywhere yet. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. That's nice. Just what I wanted. The only thing I got today was one of the guys had it. Actually, after I got it, I was like, oh, okay, they really aren't as special as I thought they'd be, but they're okay. Somebody out east or somebody out west somewhere had the BAM, so they had the kind of the guitar guy. Actually, I didn't realize it was just kind of. It looks okay, but it's, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I mean the come on, focus.
Coco reminds me of Coco.
So I mean, it's got the nice shirt, but it's got the standard skeleton head. I don't know if the hat, how natural the hat is. I don't know if that's in terms of some of the old ones that have to look. But,
What's that torso? Is that torso?
Look like
the torso looks new. I mean, the torso I think that's kind of what maybe. Please plate or something behind me. Trying to focus on too much stuff. Yeah, but I mean, I think the torso might be new, guitar standard. But I mean, in the end, I picked up a BAM thing of them for just add to my musicians for the castle. So I have the guys that, you know, obviously you want to have a march, or you want to have a surrender.
You could build a mission style castle with a bell and the little oval topped windows.
It'll probably be something. I'm probably going to have to build a personal castle for my sig fig at some point, and that might be using the castle. Was it the castle at the forest, or was it the Bricklink one, and then the new one, and then the creator one? So I might use a little bit of all that to kind of make a special castle or something. So
I just got a really good idea. But I'm
You
not
tell.
gonna say it because somebody's gonna steal it. But I really want to say it. Okay, so you. This is inspired by one of the little vignettes that we saw at Brixelli one year. It was the three amigos when they were camping out in the desert, and it had the sunset mosaic in the background. So you get the three amigos in their plaza where they have the showdown, and you build that. It'd be really good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good, and each person, like everybody says, I mean, you can build. There might be 10 people who build it, and 10 people will build it totally different.
Yeah,
and each detail will be a little bit different. Just like when they were talking Avenger Tower on Mellstream. I mean, obviously there's a bunch of them out there. There's a couple really big ones, and each one's, you know, a little bit more different than the other one. You know, each person takes a different. It might be a little bit too of what they have for parts too. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the end, it's kind of.
They don't want me to search for three of those images. They keep giving me an error.
I found it already. I think I found it before you.
You took all my bandwidth from
did,
Google.
Yep. I did.
Okay, I mean, like Brian.
Is this it?
Brian,
Yeah, well, no, that's kind of like it. It's not the exact one we saw, but that's the scene that they recreated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Williams has done a bunch of that stuff too. He's done like the Area 51. He's the one that's usually at Brickworld Chicago. So he's got the Area 51 and the Indiana Jones and all that stuff. So he takes a lot of that stuff. He's got I think he was the one who did the Hogan's Heroes too. The big Stalag, the one that the big square box that spun around that had all the different scenes from Hogan's Heroes. I think he did that one too. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I think it was him. So
97.5% sure.
And I know he's also working on a lighting book too at some point too. So he'll always try and get some pictures of my stuff. So because that's kind of cool. So now I'm building something else, but you can't guess what I'm building now. It's in the shape probably doesn't give it away, but you find it in the square of a
fountain,
of a old village. Not so much that. Maybe something close.
A well?
Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh,
why doesn't Google want me to search for this?
Well, unfortunately, if I put the well too close to the thunder box, might get remnants from the thunder box.
That's not right.
Well, you know.
Not right. We got macro bricks in the chat.
Yeah, macros here. How's it going?
Kind of happens, you know.
So yeah, I feel like I'm the only person that hasn't shown anything yet.
Yeah, what the
probably
heck?
not.
I
You got a nice shirt, but that doesn't count.
I got this thing.
Oh, is that got hinges on it?
Yeah,
That's
got
hinge.
hinges.
So will it fold flat, or is it going to be?
It can,
angled
yeah.
build?
It can fold flat,
Oh,
but it's
oh,
gonna
okay.
be like this.
It's versatile.
Oh, hexagon,
It's-
hexagon, part of a hexagon building.
Yes, it would be actually, but it's only gonna be half a hexagon.
Oh, well, I know one of the guys in Denver used to have his buildings that were super tall, and then he made custom boxes. Eventually, he took and put hinges on the side, and they just folded the whole walls in. But then when you fold it out, you just stick a base plate or something in there to kind of keep it. But he had some really nice wooden boxes, and he had one base that actually had like casters on it. It was a nice setup. Some people have done some pretty neat things to transport their mocks.
Yeah, they've created like their own custom crates. I've seen people in our area where they built a custom crate and they can slide all of their base plates into the crate like shelving, and that's how they transport it around. And obviously it's got wheels on it, so that's a tie lug. Susie.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, luckily for the castle, I've got all my bins from the 1 year I was forced to rent a pickup truck to go to Chicago. But I do usually use through work. I've gotten some nice boxes, and the boxes are nicer because they'll actually fit next to each other in the van for a really nice fit. And so that's kind of the kicker, is it's finding that. And that's what I think during the one workshop I was a part of. That's what we kind of talked about, is finding the magical way to transport stuff. But next year I think I'm doing.
Susie, excuse me. Susie and her husband actually built their crates with studs on the top so that they interlock and they don't slide apart and in transport, which I thought was really clever too. They look like giant Lego bricks.
Yeah, next year I'm actually going to probably go back and teach my working with cloth workshop again at Brookwood, I think. Since it's been a few years, I just wasn't with the Crow Lab this year. I wasn't quite ready to teach that again, but probably next year. That, and I got to coordinate the yard sale again. Hopefully that'll be another big hit. We told us that have lots of cool stuff, but don't have loads of money. We'll bring our sets. People will help pay for my stay down there in Chicago.
That's always nice when you can make that happen.
Yeah, some of my stuff. I mean, I think I took 3 boxes of stuff. I sold about a box worth of stuff. I mean, in the end, am I making hand over fist? Probably not. I mean, you're selling to AFOLs. I mean, some stuff might have had higher prices. I bartered a little bit with stuff, but in the end, I think a lot of it's probably cheapest U.S. I mean, it's probably pretty close to cheapest U.S. Not cheapest worldwide, but I figure if you're here in the U.S. or North America, I generally try to for some of that stuff I'll try to be close to cheapest of the U.S. But you can always pay to have it shipped from Europe or China. Just don't ship from North Korea or Korea's anywhere. But Korea's anywhere. South Korea, I think it's just as expensive to ship as it is. I think I did one time. I shipped like a $20 item, and shipping was $20. I was like, why did I do that again? I don't think those ice bears were worth that.
Yeah. That's why I try to usually stick within the States, because shipping can just get out of hand. Although I did just pay a bunch of shipping for somebody that was in the States, so I don't know.
That shipping was out of hand.
I did order some stuff from Germany recently, and it came pretty quick. I mean, because I wanted some elements for the ship, because I want to try and do battle boats. And so I bought a bunch of these guys. I bought them on Bricklink and I bought them on Lego, forgetting I had ordered the ones on Bricklink. So I ordered some more on Lego. So I mean, in the end, I'll try to get so I can spin it and then elevate it a little bit so I can, and then just fire it. I think I took out. So, yeah, that's
watch out for your eyes.
That's kind of the goal. So I mean, in the end, and that's why I want to try and get a couple boats done before I really work super heavy on the castle. So
yeah,
because they've been in dry dock way too long. So,
Well, I thought we'd to fill in some time here, look at some Lego Ideas projects that are kind of like getting close to full support.
Do it.
There might be some stuff in here that you would dig, Reed, and possibly you, Alicia.
Oh, hello.
So this is a Gothic castle
Hello.
that I thought looked really nice. It's at almost 7,000 supporters. Pony Raptor is the builder.
That's real nice.
I like how they're using this part right here in particular.
Oh, did they stick the Technic rounds into a tall 2x6?
Where at?
The windows.
Oh, this right
They
here?
just stacked them in there? Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
That's clever. I like
Here's our evening motorcycle drive-by.
that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. It's not medieval castle, but it's still pretty nice.
Where's my eyeliner? It's Gothic.
It's Gothic.
I actually that's nice.
That's all I need.
Just needs to be castle of some kind.
It looks like what is that movie with Tom Hiddleston and the chick who played Alice in Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland?
Oh, see, there's Indiana Jones there. It looks like
Yeah.
kind of.
This was in the Last Crusade, where they go to get the Holy Grail.
So I mean, in the
This
end,
is
that
an actual, real architectural wonder in the world. I believe this is in.
Chose.
Where is this at? Egypt, right? Or
Yeah.
am I wrong? Yeah.
There is a temple very much like that in Egypt. Yes.
oh yeah, the Macros is different yet looks good. So yeah, I mean, in the end, it's
Oh, there you go with some rocks.
I thought there was one that looked closer. Is that the only one that's out there? Maybe there was one. I thought maybe not. Maybe that's just.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it would look better if it had some rocks around it.
Is
So
that
kind of-
nougat?
Light nougat,
Or is
yeah,
it-
maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the mock itself should have some rock texturing, just to give, just to show that it is carved out of rock.
And that it's
Yeah.
and that's old. Maybe worn a little bit.
Yeah.
Put some burps and lerps around it.
If you use the studs, yeah. Well, I mean, in the end, I'm guessing he's just using that stuff on the outer edge to just kind of give a look for kind of.
Well, yeah, for this image, he just
Yeah.
photoshopped this in there. But like to actually brick build some rock texturing on the outside, so you know that it's been carved out of that rock face.
That, or even like in
Yeah,
those
look,
smooth sections up above, maybe make it look like it's actually worn a little bit.
Yeah.
Throw some-
Yeah, it needs some
example.
texturing. It's a little too clean.
Yeah.
It's nice,
Good
but
idea,
it's too
though.
clean.
Yeah. How about this one?
Ooh,
Mm.
yeah.
Probably should just call it a big dragon or something. Smog. I mean, when you're using a name.
Is it copyrighted? I don't think so.
Well, but it's a license now, because if it's supposed to be based on actual smog, then it's kind of like, is it now? Are you really? Is it that? So I mean, that's kind of the kicker. So
Yeah. Well, they don't currently have the IP, do they? That might
yeah.
be the
Well,
they do?
I don't know. Does it? I don't know. I'm trying to think, because they have made a Smaug built brick, or not?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
molded dragon. But I don't
Yeah,
know
but-
if that perpetuates after they release the sets or not.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't hold it forever. If they're not making sets for it, they're not going to hold the IP.
well, no,
or
but
pay
that's
for
what I'm
the
saying
IP.
is trying to reacquire that license.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's why they say when you do that, you can do it. Just be aware that when it's licensing and stuff, then we have to try to reacquire it. So if you just kind of say you just kind of do just dragon, or but he was trying to use like the hobbits and stuff. So in the end, it's you just kind of.
And this only has 1 day left, so I don't think it's gonna make it.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Smaug. Sorry.
Poor Smaug.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah.
That shot with that angle is really good.
Look at this thing.
I like that thing a lot.
This thing is crazy.
I like it. I like
I remember seeing a picture of this and just going, "What?"
Kind of looks like the snails that Mark and those guys did at Brickworld the one year. They did a bunch of
Yeah.
a lot larger than that. They built like villages and stuff on their rolling snails, but it kind of reminds me of that. You know, gives you that kind of.
The flexi tubes coming out of that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know how they would make this into a set because it seems like it could be fragile in some areas, but I could be wrong. It might be a pretty sturdy.
I don't know.
build.
It depends. It depends on what the build looks like underneath all of the tubing coming out of the shell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty neat though. Pretty neat.
So
I do
it's a
like that
neat
stuff.
animal and stuff. So in the end, you know.
Mechanized, an organic creature in Lego. That's not an easy feat.
It's pretty niche. Oh, I like that too.
I thought this was neat. Don't really get a lot of anything in this theme in the Roman times.
Oh
And
man,
it's
you could do a Life of
cool.
Brian mock with it.
And it's your 15 under 1,500 supporters away to the 10K with almost a year left. So that might make it.
That might make it.
Excuse me.
They probably, I don't know what they would do with the color. The color is accurate to how the buildings were actually painted during that time, because they weren't just white marble or stone. They did paint them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if for a lay person they would make it all white or, whatever. But that's really good.
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of parts they already have, and then it depends on how much leeway they have to get that part in a different color. I mean, if they already have the mold for a certain part, they might be a good opportunity to get that part in another color. So, I mean, I think that's what the designers always look at too, is like they'll find parts that maybe they'd be like, wow, this might be, a lot of people might enjoy this part in a different color,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we
the
go. That's
2
what
by
I
6.
wanted.
Perfect example might be like the pillars. I mean, maybe they'd be like, well, you know what? Maybe we should put these pillars in like flesh or something, so like more of a stone rather than a white or a red. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good.
This says
Yeah.
the Hogwarts Express images are out just now. The UCS.
Oh yeah, they are.
I've been seeing the leaks and stuff all day today. All the images have been floating around. I mean, yeah. I mean, that could be an expensive set. It's cool. It's a nice train, but man, they are like really pushing the envelope. I mean, bring some trains, but do they have to be like super expensive like that? I mean, come on, guys. We want trains and we want specialty trains, but man, I mean,
What was the price point? What was the theoretic price point on that set?
5,000 parts.
Too much.
$400 or $500. I mean, in the end, I mean, the Emerald Knight at $200 was, or $150, wherever that was when it came out. I mean, that's kind of what I think would be a good one that would really sell really well. If you're talking like, yeah, Hogwarts, it'll sell, but 5,000 parts, $400 or $500. Harry Potter fans will eat it up, but that's a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of money.
All right, I've supported the Roman temple because it's amazing. Yeah, I'm not buying the Hogwarts Express.
No?
It's too much. It's too much. Where am I going to put it? I don't even know where I'm going to put the castle. I don't know why I opened the Diagon Alley box, because what was I thinking? But yeah, it's too much.
I mean, there are a lot of. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of nice stuff out there, but it's just like, man, you know.
Got
Gotta
pick and
make some
choose.
choices.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, and that's, I mean, like I was telling people, I said, well, I mean, obviously I was, selling, selling stuff to buy for the stuff so I could get the castle. I mean, that's truly the goal. I mean, obviously it's to buy more stuff. So I'm gonna build this upside down. I'm trying to think if I can use an illegal building technique again.
So rebellious.
If I can do it, I gotta look at this again and see how did I do this. Wow, how did I do that? That's weird.
So the guy who did the mecha, or the person who did the mecha snail, did a whole bunch of other mecha aminals.
Yeah, he's got a whole collection of them.
Oh, the seahorse is cool. That's really cool. I'm gonna put it up.
There's definitely a lot of stuff coming. I mean, and that's kind of the thing is, I mean, and obviously I still haven't bought the farming sets, even though I really wanted them. But the $70 barn for 200 parts is kind of weighing in on me. It's kind of like
$70 barn.
Yeah, the barn, the 4+ barn.
Oh, with all the animals. That's right.
It's
Get the
like
baby animals.
$70 for 200 parts, and you're getting a lot of animals, but man, it's still that's a lot of money to spend. I mean, I would prefer almost like 400 or 500 parts, not be a 4+ and be a good sized cool barn, and then have the animals in there. I mean, and you could do like they do with the Technic sets and add 1,000 pins. I mean, you could do small parts. I mean, we can. Build a plate barn. Build a plate barn. I mean, plates are nothing. You could build it with, and then still have, and still do the animals because you use it parts that aren't very, expensive to make. The panels and stuff like that are the ones that are really expensive. I'm sure that's why it's so pricey, is because it needs the 4+ stuff. So
yeah, you got to make it easier for them to build it.
But
make it a junior set. But yeah, I would love to have like an actually textured, wood looking or maybe worn down type barn that you could put into a display.
Well, the one barn I built in Digital Designer years and years ago, and it's probably still in my favorites on my phone, maybe, was I used the Palisade bricks and built them sideways. Let's see. This is only part of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, you build it sideways.
Which camera am I going with? This camera.
Or snot, even.
So I use like the. It's not going to show up very well. But there we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So I use the and I think I had some of the. It might not have had the corner bricks that we have now for 2 different directions. So, but I kind of played with that idea, and that's really old. I mean, that's like at the beginning of my phone. So that's from 2012. So,
oh yeah, that's a ways.
So that's going to definitely not have some of the elements we have now to make that a much easier task. So.
Yeah. Well,
Macro, the wallet will never win. Well, luckily, thing is, I build castle, and they don't have any castle sets right now except for the big one, and I've got that on order, so I can afford that. See, if they don't do another castle set for another 90 years, hey,
Well, it's definitely one to get for sure. If you're like a general AFOL or general Lego fan, like you gotta have it. But at least not everybody can throw down $400 right away.
Well, like for a castle, but like the guys on the Zoom stream we're talking to, like they're like, how many guys have 3 Galaxy Explorers already? Raise your hand, and people raising their hands. I mean, see, I got 3 Galaxy Explorers, and I still haven't paid as much as the castle. No, that's true. I should
I
have
gotta
said,
say though,
castle's better.
I built this thing. It's right here. I built this.
I haven't built mine. I
And-
got mine yet.
I built this.
This is probably in my top 5 all-time favorite Lego sets, just because of how fun I had building it and how well designed this thing is too. It's just
It's a
Yeah.
So
bold
great.
statement.
I like
it
the
really
Imperial
impressed
flag.
me.
I
It
like the
really
Imperial
impressed me. So
Focus. What are you focusing on? Not me, obviously. Focusing on Chester behind me somewhere back there. You focusing on Chester? Ooh. Yeah, look at that.
There you go.
Chester came in focus. What the
he's in the
heck?
tree.
And yeah, Dorothy's below him. So. That's not Chester.
Well, I think we're gonna close up shop here. We're at the 1 hour mark. You guys
Are.
have some last remarks before we call it quits here?
Just kind of waiting for my sets to get here.
Now
So
I'm
if you guys don't know,
inspired on
that's
a-
Reed, Hope Castle.
Yep, that's Reed.
He does a live stream like this every week on Friday, on his Friday Night
What's
Bricks
it called
channel.
again? Oh,
Friday
there,
Night
you go. There you go. Really?
Sometimes I hang out there. I have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We have a good
it's
time.
basically we stream for 3-4 hours. And we're might have music in the background if we're all preoccupied, but we're going to give you something to kind of do while you're building or sorting type kind of thing. So that's kind of the goal. I should have something to listen to while you're thing. Obviously I'm competing with high school sports, Friday Night Lights, and I'm competing
That's
with
true.
date night. So I'm competing with everything. So
That's true. I'm debating with people just wanting to chill, after a stupid Monday, Nobody's in a good mood.
That's okay.
Yeah, Mondays are hard.
Mondays are hard.
Mondays are going to get better for me, though, because I'll be working from home.
I wasn't talking about you specifically.
I
was talking
know.
about everybody.
I'm just contributing to the conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to. I might have to look for one thing because actually, since it is a well, I might have to find some 1x2 blue plates to put in. Because I
Changing
can
up
use
the
1x2
color?
plates, huh?
Is you're changing up the color?
Might have to. I did that
Scandalous.
wrong. Well,
Alicia, you got anything? Any final
Um,
remarks?
Final remarks. My closing statements for today, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I would say, I'm a little inspired to do something Greece related now. Greece
Yeah.
is in, it's
Probably.
the word, not the country. So,
Probably give it a watch tonight.
yep, that's what we're doing.
Cool.
Like it or not.
So let's Agent Forget that side. You can catch her on
That's
Instagram.
it. Oh,
Reed, you got Instagram, don't you?
Assembling Hope. Yeah.
Assembling Hope. Okay. Anyways,
That
thanks
features
everybody
well.
in the chat for being here. Reed, I appreciate you popping in today.
I changed this up. I'm hoping this will work. I was going to try and use my illegal building technique to. There we go. To
What, you
attach.
got one last thing?
To attach my.
one last thing.
To attach
Oh.
my bucket.
That actually looks kind of cool.
I just did the plate. I did the plate like I normally do. I just kind of put that plate like I did the windows and just
Oh, that's sweet.
just kind of stuck it in there.
Alrighty.
Woo, woo, woo. That is
Okay.
illegal, sir.
Come get me. If you can find me. If you can find me, come get me.
At least now it is, right? It used to be.
What?
That you used to be able to put plates between studs.
It's still
did-
kind of do it.
Yeah, I still kind of do it.
Yeah, I mean,
right, guys.
in the end, it seems like it's a lot harder.
We had Joseph hanging in there. We had Macro. Jesse's still in there. Thank you guys for being here on MOCday. Hope you guys had fun. Maybe got some inspiration for a build. Or just enjoyed the company of us. So
All that good stuff.
hopefully we'll see you next week if we're into it. It's kind of been just like, are we into it? Are we not into it? But every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, here on the channel. We'll be here if we feel like it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for looking. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wow, I'm slow today.
You are. It's okay. I'm slow every day.
We'll only give you a warning this time.